Tom Brands, head wrestling coach, University of Iowa. We are on the new wrestling facility, almost complete, going to move in on May 15th. But take us back to the vision you had for this and how you wanted to get this accomplished.
Vision's a funny thing, but you have the right people, and then you move the things that enhance the right people or assist the right people or are an addition to the right people. And we had the right people at the time, and about 2017, 2018, it was time to upgrade the facilities.
What do you like about the facility as it stands today?
This facility right here is state-of-the-art. It's not done yet. We move in about 2 weeks. It will only get better with time. It's one of those things that as you feel it and see, what it's going to be like, it will continue to get better. We don't have the notion that we're moving into something that we're not going to have to tweak or move around or adjust. So we know that it's going to be a work in progress. A lot of cool stuff. I think you got some good pictures.
At one point, they wanted to put you out on the edge of town, and you insisted that it was connected to Carver. How important is that?
It wasn't really at one point. It was a discussion. It was fair. It was like, hey, we can do this for, X less money, and we can get it done in X less years. And there's no way. I mean, it's Iowa Hawkeye Wrestling. It's the tradition, the history, the past, present, and the future. Our home is Carver Hawkeye Arena. I mean, we're not wrestling in small arenas, so we have what looks like a sold-out show. It's a legit sold-out show, and we needed to maintain that. It was an easy conversation. It was a short conversation. Gary Barta was very, very fair.
What does this do for your program going forward?
I don't think facilities, and I said that at the very beginning, I think it's about your people, and I think that's maybe cliche to say that, but a facility doesn't make you necessarily the best that you can be. It's your drive, your resolve, the things that are inside you, but having state-of-the-art, the best of the best, this day and age, especially with recruiting, it will at least pull eyes this way. But when you get in it, that's when the work starts, and sometimes that magic goes away because it gets old hat. And it never got old hat for John Smith when he was winning 6 in a row, or Jordan Burroughs when he was becoming the most credentialed U.S. wrestler in the history of our sport. It never got old hat for those guys, and that's where we're at with guys like Spencer Lee and then the younger guys coming through. Our best credentialed guy right now is Drake Ayala. It's not old hat to him. We just gotta take that next step.
Think back to when you were an athlete and you were in that wrestling room. How important is that wrestling room to you?
The people that are in it are most important. That's why I have experience in talking about that. I don't think it's something I read out of a book when you talk about people over bricks and mortar. But my workout partners were top notch. I mean, I got choked out for the first time in my life by a guy named Joe Melchiori, who was in that wrestling room training with me and mentoring me. When you have those hands on you, that's the ultimate learning experience. It is about the people. So the wrestling room encompasses a lot of things. It's not just the structure, but your people that are around you, they're the ones that are, being positive influences on you, so to speak. But I'll tell you what, this facility here, you talk about the building itself, the flow is right. With the weight room, we kept that kind of the same as the old facility, where it's in the same room. It flows right off the edge of the mat. That's important to us. And everything else that you can show them. But hey, don't take my word for it. Come and visit us, and we'll give you a tour of it.
How do you continue to get the right people in this wrestling room?
You upgrade the things that you're doing. We're not doing it well enough. We need to upgrade. And the reason why we kicked this off in 2017 was because we had the right people. And we were going pretty good, speeding down that path. And I think we got the right people, but we got to elevate our performance. That's not a secret. And you're asking me a question when we're going into things about next year and the year after and performance, and that's really what it's all about. And we answer to our fans. We're not blind to that. We answer to our administration. We answer to ourselves. But we have great roster here, and the time is now.
Statue of Gable out front. What has he meant to your career?
Gable is everything to my career. I don't change history as I get older. I sent him a message that said that. I think a lot of times what happens is the people that you have relationships with in the past that were very fruitful or rewarding, as you get older, you want to talk about how great you were and how you did it on your own. Never did it on my own. Gable, single most important person in my life. From a mentorship point of view, from a leadership point of view, from the things that I remember, and how you operate on a daily basis point of view. And I've never changed the way I talk about him, and I never will. My memory is honest, and my memory is long.
And one of the people that was important, you just gave a tour to, John Keller. Talk about his influence on this facility.
Yeah, Keller was in the chair. He was the interim president, and he's the guy that green-lighted this building. Bruce Harold was before him, and he was certainly a fan. Gary Barta and Barbara Burke were certainly instrumental, but John Keller, he green-lighted the whole thing. And I remember when he was the interim president, I got a note from Gary Barta that said, President Keller doesn't want to see me. He doesn't want to see so-and-so. He doesn't want to see so-and-so. He wants to see Spencer Lee. And so I walked Spencer Lee across the Iowa River, up the hill, into John Keller's office. And I think it's Dr. John Keller, but he would say, you know what, I'm an everyday guy. And we sat there and we chewed the fat for about an hour. It was awesome. So he's a hometown Iowa City guy that green-lighted this project.
John Keller, we are in the new Iowa Wrestling Room. You were the interim president in 2021. You signed off on this. You were part of the vision to make this happen. When you see this room, how rewarding is it to see this final product?
This is incredibly impressive. The old facility was impressive when I had a chance to go through that a few years ago, but this is really something. I can't imagine that any aspiring young wrestler or current Hawkeye wrestler, male or female, would not want to be here to train for competition.
What do you remember about the process in getting this completed?
It took a little bit of time. When I was interim president, the request came to my desk to my attention to approve the new facility. I agreed to that immediately. I'm a big wrestling fan, season ticket holder for many, many years. Big fan of Iowa wrestling, Hawkeye wrestling. And the process took a little bit of time because it has to go through the normal channels of Board of Region approval and whatnot. Was probably a little slower than what Coach Brands wanted, but it got approved, and I can imagine construction started very shortly thereafter.
What does a room like this do to elevate a program?
I can't imagine that it's not going to help elevate. I mean, anytime a recruit would come in, junior high, high school kid, maybe somebody in the transfer portal, and see this kind of facility, first rate, world class, they have to be impressed and would want to be here.
Had you seen this in any of the stages before you stepped foot on the final product here today?
No, I have not. I just saw that the construction outside. This is the first time I've been in the facility, and it's just incredibly impressive. Incredibly impressive.
What impressed you the most? What thing maybe took you aback a little bit?
This. Look at the number of mats. Look at workout spaces for the wrestlers to come in and practice and get ready for competition. The weight facility over here to my right. Training and facility. The various physical therapy, post-conditioning, post-workout facilities. It's just incredible. It's just incredible.